Hello, Abraham. Thank you for calling on me. I have someone in my life who's a family member, an in-law, a brother-in-law.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's put it this way, that we don't gel. I won't go into too much detail, but we don't gel. And my chi, my balance, really gets totally messed up when I'm around this person. I really just don't want to be around this person at all. So my soul says, just don't be around this person. You don't have to, just don't.
Seems logical.
And it feels so much better. I mean, it's such a weight.
So never go there again.
Okay, bye-bye.
We have some bad news. It isn't your fight with this person that is turning you upside down. It's a vibrational battle within yourself that this person is pointing out to you.
A battle within myself that they are pointing out to me.
Seems like it's their fault. But all that's happening is that this person is behaving in a way that's activating something within you that is contrary to who you really are. And it feels to you that if that person weren't there, you wouldn't be doing it. And that may be true to a certain extent, because when you give your attention to something, it does make more active what's already in you about it. Here's how it really goes. If you were meditating every day and starting at your core level and allowing that momentum to gain traction, you would only have love and appreciation in your being. And if only love and appreciation is in your being, it wouldn't matter what else is around there. You wouldn't lock onto each other. So you must not be doing that. And almost no one really is. So you must be letting what's going on out here in your manifested world keep active in you some things that are also active in this other person. And every now and again, you just get together and remind each other of what you don't like in yourself. That's really the way that it is. When Jerry and Esther began this work, there was a lot of conversation about, well, they're just a mirror to you. And that really troubled Jerry. He asked questions like, well, if someone steals from me, does that mean I'm a thief? Or if someone shoots me with a gun, does that mean that I would shoot someone with a gun? And we say, of course it doesn't mean that, but it means that there is an active awareness within you that is paving a pathway, a path of least resistance to experiences that you do not want. And so sometimes someone will say, I'm having this experience with this person at work or this person in my family, and shouldn't I just get away from them? And we sometimes say, it might be easier for you, yes. But remember, you're going to be taking yourself with you. And someone else will fulfill that role. They just will. Somebody else will show up that will take the place of that if it's active within you. And so the good news is, if there's something active within you that you don't prefer, what you do prefer is radiating from you often. So there's a very high probability that this person is causing you to put a whole lot of newness in your vortex that you are not coming into alignment with. So here's what's happening. That's why it gets worse as time goes by. You see it, you don't like it, you ask for improvement, which you don't make. Then you see it again, you ask for more improvement, which you don't make. Then you see it again and you ask for more improvement. So this very person is causing expansion in you that you're not taking. We don't blame you for being mad at them. If they'd just be different, you'd feel better.
That's right.
But that's such a conditional way of living, because that puts the responsibility on everybody else to change and no responsibility on you, who is the only one who can adjust your vibration.
Well, I thought I was being unselfish by not expecting them to change, but just deciding to stay away from them.
Well, we think it's a good idea to not expect them to change, but we think it's a good idea for you to expect to change your vibration so that you rendezvous with different aspects of them, because you know very well there are positive aspects in there.
Are there?
Well, we know very well there are positive aspects in there. And so let's just walk through this just for fun. So let's say that, how long have you been fighting with this person?
About 10 years, maybe.
So there's some momentum there. Momentum of expectation and so forth. Because even when you decide, oh, I'm not going there, I'm going over there, you still went over there. And then when you go over there, when you really wanted to go over there, but you go over there because you couldn't go over there because they're over there, then you resent not going over there. And even though you went over there, you took your resentment about not going over there with you.
Yeah, that's true.
And so you didn't mean to compound the vibration, but you did. So let's say that you've decided that instead of fighting it out any further, openly or silently, that you're going to meditate. And let's say you've meditated for a week or 2 or 3, for 15 or 20 minutes a day, and now you're in this detached state where this good feeling thought comes to mind. And the good feeling thought doesn't have anything to do with this person. It's about something that you might like to do. So it sounds like a good idea, and since there's no resistance within you about it, you go and do that. Let's say it's a department store or maybe a grocery store, something that seems practical but interesting. And you go, and then you get an impulse to, oh yeah, that makes me think about that. So you go over there, and then, oh, and that makes me think about that. So you move around in this space, not even knowing that this other person is also in this space. And then later, you find out that you were both in a very small space, and you didn't even run into this person. And you think, how could that possibly be? Well, it's because your vibration didn't include the vibration of that person because you've been meditating. And so law of attraction didn't put you in the same space, even though you were in the same close space. But isn't it interesting that you even were then inspired into a conversation where somehow you learned that they were there at about the same time that you were there, and then you realize this stuff really works, that I don't have to consciously avoid, I'm just not going to be attracted to. My inner being has my back, in other words. That's one possible scenario. Or let's say you've been meditating and you get an impulse to go somewhere, and you go, and as you go, you think you see that person, and you actually realize that they are there, and you're watching them have a very congenial, pleasant interchange with someone, and you think, that's a side I haven't seen, before you run away. There are endless scenarios. Or you get an impulse to go somewhere, and you're visiting with someone who brings that person up, and they are offering a compliment about that person that you had not thought of before. So you shift a little more, and without even making any effort about it, because you're meditating and you've quieted that vibration and a whole lot of others that are troubling to you, your experience is different in the world, not just with that person, but with everyone. When you deactivate resistant vibrations, you move around in different ways. You have different encounters with your own mind. You have different encounters with others who are thinking different things. Everything in your world is affected by the vibrational countenance of your being. And before you know it, that discomfort is so deactivated within you that you wonder what it was ever about. Now, you could dig it up and you could stir it up again. You could remember, you could get it back, but there would be no reason to, and it wouldn't come easily. In fact, we're telling you, it will one day be as difficult for you to stir up the stuff you don't want as it feels like in these days it will be as difficult for you to release it. But it's far easier when you've got the leverage and the assistance of your inner being who loves this terrible person. Your inner being can find no fault with this person. Your inner being doesn't want you to need to live a conditional life in order to feel good, because a conditional life is a narrow life. There are so many things out in the world that you don't want, and if you ran and hid from every one of them, you'd stay home all day, every day. So you might want to ask yourself, why is it that I'm willing to go out and encounter that vibration? It must not really be that terrible. Or I've grown in endurance to it. In other words, I'm so habitual in these thoughts that they don't even feel off to me. My negative thought about this person is so normal to me that I'm not recognizing the subtle vibration of love that is reaching to me at the same time. Helpful?
Yes, thank you.
The most wonderful thing about a conversation like this, and we are appreciating so much your soft receptivity to it, is that it will free you into the world. Feelings of negativity, even if they're justified, are still you battling you. You're just using somebody else as the excuse.
I don't need that.
No one does.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.